Welcome back to the Arizona Daily Mix. You know, when people sit there and say, you're giving me a headache, it is true, and I'm very happy to have Dr. E. Ross with us because headaches can turn into migraines that can turn into a lot of problems. And I was just looking at the numbers here. About 40 million Americans are affected by migraines, and I have to say that my daughter, who's only 27 years old, to my mother, has had problems with these. And people have to realize there's ways to take care of this, and you need to, because it's a health matter too, right, doctor?
Absolutely, Brad. It's quite amazing. It's about 12% of the population that suffers from migraine headache, and so in the state of Arizona alone, that's almost 1.5 million people who have migraine, and so it's incredibly prevalent. And the other, I think, key message is that it's incredibly debilitating as well. In fact, the World Health Organization states that when you account for years lived with disability, migraine is the world's second most debilitating medical condition on the planet.
Wow. Okay, what causes migraines? I know a lot of people think they're having a migraine and they're not, and then those who are having a migraine are like in pain.
Yeah, Brad, you alluded to it. You had mentioned your family, how it runs in your family. We do know that migraine has a very strong genetic component to it. And those genetics, we're still kind of sorting out what makes people vulnerable from a genetic standpoint. But it's the hardwiring of the brain. It's the circuitry of some of the pain pathways that become vulnerable. And it's something you inherit for the most part.
So how can we prevent having so heavy of migraines? I mean, you said one, it's pretty much passed along through family members, but what about stress or the weather?
Absolutely. In the last handful of months here, we've seen three very prominent triggers for migraine: the stress of, for some, the election, the stress of COVID certainly affecting all of us, and then monsoon season, even though it really wasn't all that active this year. Certainly changes in the weather can be provocative for migraine. So all of those things. And then there's some more kind of classic things that we commonly reference. So things that we eat or we consume, such as maybe too much caffeine, alcohol consumption, or going without. So becoming dehydrated or going without or a meal for an extended period of time, classic triggers for migraine headache.
Wow. Okay. Doctor, I want you to make sure that you're clear on this because I need people to hear this. How do we take care of this? How can we help prevent them or even get through them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first part is to diagnose it accurately, right? If you don't diagnose a condition accurately, it's hard to treat it effectively. So to diagnose it, the first thing I'd suggest is see a qualified healthcare professional. It's not a hard diagnosis to make. In fact, commonly we say it's easy to pin the diagnosis of migraine. So P is for photophobia or light sensitivity. I is for incapacity, meaning you have some disability associated with it. And then N is for nausea. And if you have two of those three things, odds are that you have migraine. In terms of treatment, we have really two approaches. One is to prevent it in the first place. The other approach is to shut down an attack once you get one. Each are equally important. And here at the Phenotypic Institute, we certainly implement both because both are crucial. So maybe we can discuss some new therapies come to market here recently. But in terms of prevention, it starts with behavioral modification. Make sure that you're avoiding the things that are provocative for your headaches, such as some of the things that we just mentioned. There are some products on the market, certainly, that help to prevent the headache in the first place. There's a nice natural product called Gliasin, for example. And Gliasin is nice for patients. They don't need a prescription. It's over the counter and has few to no side effects. It can be highly effective to prevent headache attacks. Now, on the acute side, meaning once an attack has started and you want to shut it down, one of the newest acute agent on the market is what's called Nurtec ODT. Nurtec you do need a prescription for, but some of the fantastic things about it comes in this quick dissolved tablet. It doesn't require water, and it can begin to shut down a migraine attack in as little as an hour, depending on the patient.
Wow, that's so amazing. I hope people heard that because it's, again, a way that I know my family members are having the problems and other people too. So this is a great way for them to get through it and stuff. Tell people how they found out more information.
Yeah, so in terms of the Nurtec, it's nurtec.com. In terms of the gliasin, it's gliasin.com. And then our website, Phoenix Headache Institute, can serve as a reference as well. We're here to help anybody in the valley that's suffering from migraine headaches, and we're certainly blessed to be, fair. There are many great headache centers here in the valley. We're blessed in that regard.
Oh, well, Dr. E. Ross, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you. I'm going to be sending some people your way, and maybe even me, because some of them give me some headaches, and then other things give me headaches too. So,
Sounds good, Brad.
All right.
We've got a spot here open for you.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.